Madam President, I ask that the quorum call be lifted.
Without objection.
Madam President, I want to speak today in the wake of another tragic school shooting. This time it's in Texas, and 10 innocent people, 8 students and 2 teachers, were gunned down Friday when a gunman walked into a high school in East Texas and opened fire. Tragedies such as this are becoming too common in our society, and at some point we have to say enough is enough. And how many times have we said that? Because just 3 months ago, I stood right here on the Senate floor after 17 people were killed at MSD High School in Parkland, Florida. I pleaded with our colleagues to set aside partisan politics and to work together to enact common sense reforms that will help what happened at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, a pivotal moment in our nation's history. Not because it was one of the deadliest school shootings, but back then, 3 months ago, because it was the last. I hoped that it would be the last. And I'm so proud of the students that spoke out, the parents that spoke out. Fred Guttenberg, whose daughter was gunned down as she was trying to flee at the other end of the hall, but that bullet from that AR-15 caught her right in the spinal cord, just as she was about to exit the hallway. And thanks to Fred and others that have been speaking out, especially the students, so eloquent, so bold. And we all hoped that the shooting in Parkland was going to be the last. But it's not. And here we go again with this tragedy that took place in Parkland so fresh in our minds. Here we go again, and our students deserve better. You've seen the articles since Friday's shooting about how students are frightened that their school is next. Our schools and our communities deserve better. America deserves better than this. Our students certainly deserve better. Now, this Congress has passed, since the Marjory Stoneman Douglas shooting, we passed 2 bills into law. Only 2. And while this senator supported both of these, they alone are not nearly enough. We can and we must do more. And you've heard me over and over say that we need to ban assault weapons and the long clips, and we need to close the gun show loophole. We need a comprehensive universal background check for the sale or the transfer of any firearm, regardless of where it's purchased. And by the way, those comprehensive background checks would have picked up things like red flags, like the shooter in Parkland, who had some real mental problems. It would have also have picked up the shooter in the Orlando Pulse nightclub 2 years ago, because he had been a member on the list of the terrorist watch list and had been taken off. And if those kinds of things are picked up in a comprehensive background search, then when a person goes to buy a gun, those kind of things will be picked up. but also we need to do more to provide our students with access to the mental health professionals they need. Now, it's becoming more and more apparent that this is, if we're not going to get, because of the NRA locking down their votes, if we're not going to get anything on assault weapons or the gun show loophole or a comprehensive background check, then surely we ought to be able to come together in a bipartisan way to do something about mental health. I've met with parents and teachers and students across our state of Florida, and the one topic that keeps coming up is the lack of mental health services available to our children. And how true is that in society at large? But we're talking about school violence now perpetrated by other students. You won't like this statistic. Florida has one school psychologist for about every 2,000 students. That's according to a report of the Florida Association of School Psychologists. Now, if you compare that to the nationally recommended ratio of one psychologist for every 500 or 700 students, that means Florida only has about 1/4 of the number of school psychologists it needs to properly care for its students. 1/4, 25%. And that's just Florida. Nationally, 35 million children in this country have had at least one serious traumatic experience, and nearly 2/3 of children have been exposed to violence. And that's why we have another piece of legislation this senator has co-sponsored that's to provide better care to children who have experienced trauma and their families. You know, we've finally done something with regard to PTSD, with regard to our veterans. Everybody understands that. Everybody understands you don't actually have to get an injury to have PTSD. As a matter of fact, it can manifest itself years later. And we're getting the mental health counseling for our veterans, particularly those who have come home from a war zone. Are these children now experiencing a war zone? Is not the trauma that they are experiencing at ages 12 through 17 at their tender age comparable to some of the trauma that our young soldiers are now experiencing? If we're going to be serious about curbing this type of violence that we're going to continue to see in children's schools, oh Lordy, we hoped that Parkland was the last one, but it's not. And there are going to be more. And so if we're going to be serious about this, we must hire more school counselors, social workers, psychologists, and other mental health professionals to get ahead of the problem and ensure any student who needs help is able to get it. And so later this week, midweek, I'll be introducing legislation aimed at doing exactly that, to increase the number of mental health professionals in our children's schools across the country. Kids suffering from trauma or depression or any other sort of mental problem shouldn't be denied the help they need because the school or the school district can't afford it. And so the bill that I will file on Wednesday, I hope with a whole bunch of senators sponsoring, it'll provide grants to colleges and universities that set up programs to train future school counselors, social workers, psychologists, and other mental health professionals in the school districts that need them the most. And it will create a federal student loan forgiveness program for mental health professionals who take jobs in the districts that need them. That's often been a problem, not only the supply, but getting the supply in the school districts that need them. You know, that's not unlike the loan forgiveness that we give to government workers or to, for example, doctors that will serve practice in an underserved area, such as a rural area. We do it for those professionals. Let's do this for the mental health workers that are desperately needed in underserved areas, which is obviously becoming apparent is in our schools. And when we give our students the tools they need to succeed, such as access to that mental health treatment, you know, everyone is going to benefit. And our students know this. They've been asking for our help to make these services more available. Parents, teachers, and school administrators across the country know this too, and they're pleading for Congress to act. Let's give our schools and our communities the help they need, the help they've been asking for. Let's start taking steps today to change the course that the country finds itself in with another school shooting last Friday. I hope many, many senators are going to come on and co-sponsor this legislation. We can't allow what happened in Parkland, Florida, and in Santa Fe, Texas, to become the new normal in this country. We have to do more to protect our kids in school and ensure that any student who needs mental health services is able to get those services. Madam President, I yield the floor.